So we talked about, just a review, with back control, I need lower body control. I need my hooks in, my feet are digging in, my toes are active, right? I'm not just hanging out here. I'm controlling these hips with these hooks, and then I'm controlling his upper body with, look at that, with this grip, right? And I'm tight in. I want my head's down, my ears to his ear, and I'm focusing on. Let me ask the class for Monday. What's my primary focus right now?
Chest to back.
Chest to back. I'm looking for that chest to back connection. And he's looking to break it. He wants to get his shoulders offline to the ground, either going down or going that way. Like, he's looking to break that chest to back. So no matter what grip I have, no matter where I end up, I'm thinking chest to back connection is very vital here. And the way I hold on to that is like this, right? Nice and tight, come on back, head down. We looked at the rear naked choke from here. It's a great option. But it's not always there. Sometimes it's hard to get to, especially if it's a bigger guy and in the gi, right? He's got a lot of sticky in the gi, right? It's very sticky. It's hard to work these things through, right? So we're going to stick with, we got our choke hand, we got a support hand, right? What we're going to do is support hand's going to feed the collar to my choke hand, okay? So support hand is going to feed the collar. And I don't need a super tight collar grip on this. I don't want a super loose one either, but just somewhere in the middle, right? It's fine. If you get a super tight one, that's great. For this choke, it just doesn't have to be super tight. And the tighter you go with this, the more in danger he's going to feel, the more he's going to fight, right? So he doesn't feel nearly as in danger if I just feed this right here, okay? The next thing I'm going to do is I want this hand. So think about this as a rear naked choke, right? Instead of this, it's this, okay? And instead of this hand doing this, it's this, okay? So here, support hand's gonna run his arm up behind, run my hand up behind his head, because I'm gonna push down the back of his head, right? And then I need to get a little bit better leverage. So rear naked choke, we finish straight behind them, okay? Are pretty much straight behind them, and their heads up the side a little bit. For these collar chokes, you want a little bit of an angle, okay? I don't need a bunch of an angle, but a little bit. I want to be kind of about right here is where I want to look and finish. I'm not over here. This is going to be the bow and arrow we'll get to later. I'm about right here, okay? It's where I want to get my ultimate leverage to finish this choke. So what that means is I'm going to have to leave this, once I get the upper body set where I want it, I'm going to put this foot on the hip and leverage myself this way. About right here. That's where I'm going to finish this. Okay? So I got my choke set, foot on the hip, finish right here. All right? You can even get all the way to here if you want. I just need to be able to turn a little bit. Okay? So let's put it all together. From here, I feed the collar, run the hand behind his head. Now I'm going to change my angle a little bit, and now I'm going to push with this hand and pull with this hand. So it's this. That's should be a pretty familiar move to everybody in here. Can you see that? I'm pulling with this hand and pushing with this hand. So the move is this. This just extra from the back. Yeah, pretty close. Pretty close. So feed collar, hand behind the head, angle, push pull. So with this one, everything is the same as what we just did, except instead of running the arm behind the head, so we're going to feed our collar, and I can't, whatever reason, I can't get this behind his head. Jared's just too big, or Reed knows it's coming, he clamps his arm down, I can't get that arm behind his head. I'm gonna go for this lapel, okay? So I'm gonna work my way over to this lapel, right? And now the move is this lapel is pulling down. So before the force that was behind his head was this, now the force that behind his head is this. Okay? So I've got this grip, and then I've got this grip. Okay? And then everything from there is the same. I'm gonna get back to my same angle, and I'm gonna take this arm is gonna pull around behind him, just like we were doing, and this arm's gonna pull away. This one is replacing the grip behind his head. collar. I can't get behind his head. I'll work my way over here. Got everything kind of cinched up tight where I want it. I'm gonna take my angle now, so I'm going foot on the hip, turn, and then push forward.